Alright, what is going on, guys? Crypto Mac here, bringing another crypto video. Today we're going to take a look at Zilliqa and do an update video on ZIL. I'm incredibly bullish on this coin. I think it's going to have a pretty solid January upon the release of their own metaverse. I believe it's called Metapolis. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it, but it's their own metaverse and it's, could bring for a really strong January 2022, which is when it's going to be released. Just want to say this video is not financial advice, so please do your own research. Looking at ZIL on the short term, we can see we're actually holding below the support at the moment, but it's not overly bad signs because we can see Bitcoin at 46,000. And when Bitcoin dips down to 46,000, most altcoins dip pretty hard. But we can see ZIL holding at 7 cents, which is pretty solid. It's not down at this lower level where we've seen it a couple weeks ago, so it's good to see it holding at this range. It did get above 8.5 cents, which is really good upon the release of this latest news. I just think ZIL's in for a big month. As I said, January is when they're going to release the metaverse, and therefore you would speculate to see a solid run up to that release, and then if all things go smoothly, potentially some a greater run for ZIL in 2022. We can see on this chart here, ZIL's in this descending channel, which is pretty bullish. Hopefully we can break this within maybe January as well. There's always a potential of that. We can see that line to break is somewhere around that 9 cent mark, which we could definitely get to. And if we have a look at the price target for this, is about 15 cents, which is really solid. I mean, that's quite a high price target and would send us right in line with this local top. Here and there, we'll probably see some resistance before heading higher as well. But I could definitely see ZIL hitting this target in January. As I said, with this news, as we get closer to the launch date, I think ZIL will be very popular in the community and gain a lot of traction. And therefore, the price could rally upon that release sometime this month. The date isn't confirmed, but we know it's sometime in January. Could get postponed to February, we don't know, but there could be a nice run up towards that release. And so if we can break out of this descending channel, this is the price target. Hopefully we can get up to there 15 cents and make a solid move forward. On the short term, very short term, we can see a bit of a falling wedge as well forming right here. So this is kind of another thing we're looking at. Short term predictions are not very accurate at all, but it's just something to look at and see how this will go if we can break this line as well. As I said, it's not going to send you much higher, but it'll send us back to around that 8 cents if we can get that breakout. And it is a bullish pattern, so hopefully we can. The other thing you could say is you could potentially even say that we have a bull flag forming as well from this big run from down here. Not a massive run, of course, but a 44% is pretty solid. We could be forming that bit of a bull flag here, which will be something to watch. And if we are able to break this, well, that could send us above that target there, which would be something to watch. Potentially could play out. No guarantees, of course, but it would definitely be something I'll keep my eyes on. And just see if we can break that line. It's not too high, about 7.5 cents would break that resistance line, which isn't far away at all. Of course, as this chart we talk about a lot, our own Zilliqa chart, just still in this descending triangle, we haven't tested that resistance line, which is more so at about 8, around 8.5 to 9 cents would be that resistance line. So if you're interested in this, I recommend watching my other Zilliqa videos where I discuss this pretty in depth. My 2022 outlook video, I went pretty in depth on where I think ZIL could go this year, and this chart was pretty relevant in that video. So as I said, we're still in this triangle, so not a lot to discuss there. Looking at ZIL against Bitcoin, we spoke about this breakout was pretty solid, and hopefully we can just see ZIL make a nice move to the upside. We've already started that little bit of a trend. We can see from down here about a 40% move against Bitcoin. That's pretty solid, to be honest. It's not a small amount at all. If we look at the price target from the breakout, we retested the line at that point. Still from the current prices, looking at about a 78% move to the upside against Bitcoin, which I definitely think could happen. As I said, with all the news that ZIL has at the moment, it's definitely a potential. We can see Bitcoin trading at 46,000, just holding that support line we usually discuss Bitcoin because we know that's going to predict the market pretty heavily. And as I said, Bitcoin's at this lower level down here. And if you look at ZIL, well, ZIL's actually not at that lower level, right? ZIL's at the topper level, top of the upper level up here. Very similar to Bitcoin, which is also in like a somewhat sideways moving channel. If you look at these two yellow lines. So that's just quite bullish from ZIL to be holding strong instead of just bleeding against Bitcoin and heading lower and making, you know, further lows. So always a good sign, and would suggest that, you know, when Bitcoin makes that next move to the upside, or if it does more so like this, well then ZIL has a higher starting point and could, you know, move higher from where it is and make a move up to here around that 9 cent mark, which breaks us out of this falling wedge. Then will get us higher to breaking out of this top line. And then more long term as well, we look at breaking this line, which is incredibly bullish as well. So I think ZIL's in for a good month. I'm going to be doing pretty regular videos on this coin because of how I just think it's going to have a massive month. And it'll be interesting to see what the price does, I guess, you know. So yeah, I'll do pretty regular videos. If you like the content, guys, please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you later.